Sure, it's going to be cool out there today. A slight chance of a couple of showers. Better chances of some wintry precip going into the second half of this week, followed by some bitter cold air. Temperatures, in fact, will likely feel like they're in the negatives by the end of the week. We're tracking a significant blast of cold air. More details on that coming right out.
He's just funny. I mean, he was just funny. He had a good way about him, and he's personable, and I just liked him a lot.
Remembering Stuttgart officer Donald Scoby, killed in the line of duty. Ahead, details on his funeral today and how he's being honored.
This is not normal. This is sickening.
A disturbing discovery in an Arkansas home. What we're learning about the gruesome death of a child and the two adults now behind bars charged with murder.
And identifying the signs of the symptoms. Is it a cold? Is it the flu, RSV, or even COVID? At 6:43, have to tell the difference in what's making so many people sick.
Now, Wake Up Central with Karen Fuller, Hayden Balgavy, and meteorologist Scott Covert.
Well, good morning. It is just past 6:30. Welcome to Wake Up Central. Thank you for joining us.
Meteorologist Scott Covert is tracking some changes in our Arkansas forecast that make it really feel like it's December.
The weather is going to be frightful as the Christmas song goes. Lots to talk about. Let's get straight to what you're waking up to on this Monday morning. Planning your day, you're going to want to dress warm, and especially if you live in southern Arkansas, you might want an umbrella. We could see some scattered showers elsewhere, but right now we're tracking most of that activity from Fordyce to Camden to Monticello. Now, not all of that's actually making it to the ground. There's some really dry air in place, so most of this is evaporating. But with that said, maybe a few light sprinkles, and at times maybe even a couple of snow flurries. We'll see that potential in the metro as well, but for the time being, we are all dry in Little Rock. 38 is the current temperature, so not expecting any travel issues on the roads. If you do see a flurry, we're well above freezing now, and we'll stay above freezing throughout the course of today. A high of 42 expected. Your chance of rain today about 30%. The big story is what's heading our direction over the next few days. It'll arrive on Thursday. That weather system brings a decent chance of a wintry mix for parts of the state and a cold blast of really frigid Arctic air for all of us. We'll have single-digit temperature readings with wind chill values as low as -20. -20, that's heading our direction. We'll track it for you coming right up.
Happening today, family, friends, and many members of law enforcement will gather to say goodbye to the Stuttgart police officer killed in the line of duty last week. You can expect to see an emotional show of support at the funeral today for Sergeant Donald Scoby. We first broke the news Thursday morning that Scoby had been shot during a pursuit with a suspect and later died. That suspect was eventually shot and killed, but not before shooting a state trooper who did survive. Sergeant Scoby was 45 years old and had been with the Stuttgart police for 4 years. Prior to that, though, he worked at the Stuttgart Fire Department. Scoby was an Army veteran who served in Iraq and on a peacekeeping mission in Bosnia. He's survived by his mother, his wife, and 4 children. Scoby's funeral is scheduled for 1 o'clock at the Grand Prairie Center in Stuttgart.
Now to a crime alert. 2 people are in jail this morning after police find the body of a 6-year-old boy under a hallway floor in a Lee County home. The disturbing discovery made Friday in the small town of Murrow. Jordan James reports that investigators believe the child may have been there for months.
This is horrible.
Emotions are running high across Lee County, Arkansas.
This is inhumane. This is not normal. This is sickening.
Feelings coming out after Arkansas State Police says a 6-year-old boy was found buried beneath the hallway floor of a home in the town of Morrow.
It's heart-wrenching to hear about something like this close to the holidays.
The discovery was made Friday night by the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Investigators believe the child died possibly 3 months ago as a result of injuries suffered inside of the home, feet away from where Michaela Calloway lives.
It's very sad, very heartening that I have a house just 2 houses over and had no idea that there was a deceased child that close.
Not only did officers find that boy dead, but they also discovered a 6-year-old girl who reportedly had burns to the scalp. She was taken to a local hospital and is now listed in stable condition.
Investigators have linked the children's mother, Ashley Rowland, and a man named Nathan Bridges to the crime. Both are charged with capital murder, abuse of corpse, tampering with evidence, and endangering the welfare of a minor.
I hope they're punished to the fullest.
The arrests bringing a sense of relief to this fractured community as questions loom about if this could have been prevented.
You have children and you don't want to care for them. There are people that do. There are people that will care for them. Please don't do these kind of things.
A plea for change and accountability as tragedy hits close to home for many.
That was Jordan James reporting that today we should learn more about the case when the affidavit is formally filed in court. Arkansas State Police say that this does remain an active investigation. Little Rock police make an arrest after a deadly shooting on Sunday. 25-year-old Joshua Shorty is being held without bond for first-degree murder. Officers responded to a shooting near Markham and Chenal Parkway and found one person shot and killed. Police haven't yet released the victim's name. Jail records show Shorty also has a separate warrant out of North Little Rock.
Tributes and condolences are coming in for a Benton County Sheriff's deputy who died in a procession over the weekend. 51-year-old Detective Paul Newell was killed in a crash while escorting the Wreaths Across America procession in Bentonville Saturday. Newell was a 24-year veteran of the Benton County Sheriff's Office. On Sunday, his body was escorted to the state crime lab in Little Rock with, as you see, many members of law enforcement lining the route, including citizens. A temporary memorial is also growing at the Benton County Sheriff's Office.
It is hard. There's nothing more tragic than a line of duty death. So, you know, that family, I know, is hurting so badly, as is the entire law enforcement community.
The Sheriff's Office has not yet released details on how the crash happened, but it does say it was an accident and no charges are being filed. A separate ceremony was held at Little Rock National Cemetery on Saturday to celebrate Wreaths Across America, and THV 11's Frederick Price shows us why this annual event means so much to so many.
For the hundreds gathered at Saturday's Wreaths Across America ceremony, this day isn't about decorating the more than 22,000 headstones here. Ricky Collins Sr. tells me this is about honoring those who paid the ultimate price.
Show respect for my parents. They're in a cemetery right now.
Collins, who served in the U.S. Navy for 20 years, placed 2 wreaths honoring his father, Clarence Thomas Jr., a first lieutenant, and his mom, Rosemary Collins.
They were in love with each other, you know, till the day they passed.
And even after his father's death, Collins wants to make sure his name and sacrifice are not forgotten.
Most people don't know, but these...
A mission Bubba Beeson says everyone came to accomplish.
One of the things that I heard someone say is, they say you die twice, once when you stop breathing and once when your name is said for the last time.
Nearly 500 volunteers and families walked, stopped, and placed more than 17,000 wreaths on a headstone of a fallen hero, every time their name said aloud.
This might be the only time of the year that their name is said.
It's an opportunity, he says, to remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach children the value of freedom.
Just to be able to look at someone that served in the Spanish-American War, you know, Korea, World War I, World War II, I mean, and just to show people that, you know, freedom isn't free.
And with each remembrance wreath laid,
I think of what, if this individual that's this headstone represents could tell me what they experienced through life and how they served.
Collins reminding everyone it's important to not forget and keep their memory alive.
Because we sacrifice for the ones that still serve, so we always show respect.
In Little Rock, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
Let's turn over to Scott now and add one thing we need to know about the weather today.
Hey, it's going to be a cold day, and we're actually waking up to a few scattered showers here in parts of southern Arkansas. We've had a couple of reports of some sleet, a couple of snow flurries. You can see some of those out there. Not looking at impacts today. Later this week, though, a big blast of cold air not only brings another chance of winter weather, but a better chance, and then some of the most cold temperatures we've seen in a very long time. I'm talking single digits with negative teens in the wind chills. The timing of that coming right up.
And still ahead, making sense of symptoms. COVID, RSV, and the flu can look pretty similar in people. In 4 minutes, some signs that might help you distinguish one illness from the other.
And Governor Asa Hutchinson continues to tease a presidential run starting next year. In 6 minutes, see what he's waiting on before he officially decides.